Get it. Let's get it.
No shortcuts. Might have seen no shortcuts.
I'm here to give you motivation and a little bit of inspiration.
No shortcuts.
Me and the boss ain't easy.
Yeah.
Every day somebody needs me.
It's no shortcuts.
I wake up stretched, say a prayer, coffee and then some fresh air. Time to get it poppin'. I got a fresh 24. Hopefully I'm blessed with plenty more. Meanwhile, I'm thankful for the fire on the inside burning. I keep earning as the world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell, Vernon. You make a plan, then you stick to it. Even in tough times, get through it. So get to it. And make sure your family's straight. We going worldwide, you understanding me, mate? Providing a platform where like minds can meet. Closed mouths don't get fed, want everybody to eat. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Tuesdays at noon, let's all get rich. It's no shortcuts.
Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show.
Yes. And please tell a friend to tell a friend
to tell a friend.
about the No Shortcut Show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special day.
Yeah.
Yes. A little birdie flew by and told me that we're on episode 50 today.
Yeah.
I said, is that right, little birdie?
Yeah. Get you a gin and juice. It's 12 o'clock.
They're doing mimosas today for the 50th. For the 50th episode celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live installment of your hottest internet sensation. We go by the name of the No Shortcut Show, right here with Midas and Fame. It is a pleasure to have you all join us today. It is a lovely day outside. You know, it's Tuesday. Lovely day outside. Spring is here. The weather is nice and warm. It's sunny. Feels great outside. And we thank you all for coming and hanging out with us for the next hour. We understand, as usual, that you guys may be at work, you may be on your lunch break, you may be at your cubicle heating up some salmon. Hey, you know,
you can do that if you work from home. You can do that if you work from home. Don't heat up salmon at the office. Don't do that, please.
You know, they always love the guy that brings the fish to work.
Yeah.
The guy or the gal that brings the fish to work, heats it up, and the whole office smells like seafood. Nonetheless, we're just having fun. But ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you for taking a moment out of your day to hang out with us right here on No Shortcuts, where we encourage, and we like to motivate and inspire those that have the spirit of being an entrepreneur. We understand that many people have gifts and talents. Sometimes they just need a little nudge in the right direction to actually go for it and continue along that path until they get to a point where they can be compensated for the work that they are putting in. And in essence, that's what we're doing here. Shout out to everyone who's joining us live on Facebook, whether you're joining us on YouTube, whether you're joining us on Twitch or Instagram. Here coming shortly, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but we thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for not counting it robbery to come hang out with us and and spread some positivity first and foremost.
Yeah,
sometimes all you need is a little positivity throughout your day to get through the rest of your day, perhaps the rest of your week. But also to share information and whatnot. We do have a special guest that will be joining us here in a little bit.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So in the meantime, though, I was just going to say, everybody, if you're here, drop us a comment. Don't be afraid to say hello. Don't be afraid to hit that share. If you're on Facebook, hit that share. Share this to your own individual pages, and maybe your friends will hop in, and we'll just make this one big grandiose time, you know?
Man, let's make it a party. What was your week like, man? How was your week?
Well, last week going into the weekend, it's been pretty light, man. It's been pretty light. I sat in with the Recall Band last Friday at Tobo's restaurant in Mooresville, North Carolina for a birthday party. So it was pretty light. Then I, shout out to all my folks at Mount Dewell Baptist Church. I was there being the minister of music on Sunday morning, and before you look up and blink 2 or 3 times.
It's Tuesday.
It's again. Monday again. Well, Tuesday again. Yeah. And I will say, my son is here today because his school sent out a text around 6:45 this morning. They lost power.
Oh,
And so they said, well, in the text said we'll update, around 7:20, let you guys know what's going on. Power was still out. According to the text, around 3,000 families in the Rock Hill area
oh
were
wow.
without power. So he's got a day here at home. They doubled back and they sent some e-learning things to do, so there won't have to be a makeup
Yeah.
day. So after we get off here, I got to open the emails and see what's going on with
Yeah.
the e-learning and all of that good stuff. But nonetheless, man, we're blessed, we're grateful, we're thankful, we highly favored, and we're glad to be here amongst our
For
nearest
sure.
and dearest
There's no
friends and
more.
family.
There's no more free days with school anymore. Now that everything
Got to
is
make it up. So,
online. Now, if there's no physical school, they'll still get that work to you.
yeah, yeah. Hey, check this out. If you're without electricity, you have to charge that to the game.
That's true. How we gonna do work? I can't open that tablet.
Yeah, yeah, charge it to the game. But we're gonna do
That's
what's
true.
necessary to be done, so he can get his marked present,
Yeah.
for today. Even though there was a mishap beyond control of any faculty,
Yeah.
staff, students, or parents, so we still here, man.
That's good.
How
That's
was your
good, man.
week and weekend last week?
Hey man, week was good. Weekend was good. It kind of flew by too. I had a few events this weekend. On Friday there was a wedding
Hmm.
that I barely remember. I can't even tell you where it was at because I can't remember now. But I had a wedding.
Okay,
Oh,
you've been all
it
over
was
the
in
place.
Fort Mill. It was in Fort Mill.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. You
And,
you had Trick Swayze.
yeah, I had three times. The wedding was in Fort Mill, and then I had a photo booth rental for the prom here at the high school close by my house, and that
Hmm.
was for Saturday. The prom was Saturday, but I dropped off the photo booth and set it up for them Friday,
Okay.
and I went back yesterday to pick it up, and then Saturday evening I had a Sweet 16 party that I
Awesome.
DJ'd for in Lancaster
Awesome.
as well. So kind of
Okay.
a 3 day a three
Man.
event weekend, but only two of them I was physically there for.
Yeah, well, that's very, very eventful still, and yet, because
Yeah.
once we get into full swing with late spring, early summer,
Oh yeah.
we going, pedal to the metal to the fall. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
this the ramp up period. The ramp up period.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's how many year we always call the Gone Till November tour.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
starting
sir.
early. It's starting
Yeah.
early, but we're
Yeah,
about
yeah,
to
but
get on
that's
the road here.
we're looking forward to it. So let me introduce this distinguished young man to our left. I
Which
think
one?
we to our left
Oh.
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which left, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this guy wears many hats. One of them he has on today, but not only that hat, he is a entertainment consultant. He's a digital media strategist. He's an event coordinator. He is the co-host and executive producer of this show right here. And last but not least, I always tell everybody that he's your favorite DJ's favorite DJ. So feel free to make some noise in the chat at your
Yes, sir.
cubicle, if in your head, if you got to be quiet, but make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, and please help me welcome Mr. Travis Bizel, aka DJ Famous.
Oh man, I hit the wrong one. What's
Yeah, yeah.
happening? What's happening? Thank you for that. Thank you for that, brother. What's up, Matthew Hardison? I see you in the
My
house.
brother's here. Okay.
I hit that bicycle horn for you. That was just for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's especially for him.
Yeah, Miss Francis is here too.
Hey,
Good
mom.
afternoon.
Hello.
Who
Yeah,
else is
appreciate
joining
my
us? Make
family
sure you
being here.
comment. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're here.
let us know
Share it
you're
with your
here.
friends. And this guy, I'm also going to introduce my co-host, because some
Yes,
people
sir.
might be joining us for the first time. They don't realize
Yeah, they don't know.
that this show is co-hosted by a Hall of Fame musician,
Oh,
two-time Hall of
okay.
Fame musician,
Yeah.
member of the Rock Hill Music Hall of Fame with the band Mellow Groove, also the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame, music director of the chairman of the board, the legendary chairman of the board,
Legendary chairman of the board.
Mr. Jerry Midas Hardison. What's up,
Yeah,
brother?
yeah.
That's
I'm
who he
here,
is.
man. I'm here. Yeah. Yes,
Yo.
that's who I am.
This is our 50th episode, man.
Episode 50.
We've been doing this
man.
50 episodes. This is
Yeah.
very monumental. I was telling our
definitely
guests backstage in the green room that we've been trying to get her on since the 20th episode. But
Yes, yes.
it's been busy, and we finally worked it out schedule wise. So we do have a special guest today, and I told this story. I've told this story here on the show before, but again, we do have a lot of new members. What's the number in the
Absolutely.
group now? Like
I
280
think
something
280,
in the group now?
282.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of new members that may not have heard this, but when we talked about, when I first moved to where I live now in Kershaw, and I was kind of just getting my feet wet in the in the DJs, find out what the event situation was down here, and I found that there was this venue just up the street from the house, and I was trying to figure out, who are these people? I need to get in touch with somebody at this venue to find out what's going on, and then I saw, this lady posted something in Facebook, and one of the Facebook groups. We always talk about the Facebook groups here.
Facebook groups.
And one of the Facebook groups that she was looking, she's the event manager at this venue, the same place.
Okay.
And she was looking for a DJ, or not just a DJ, looking for different vendors because she was going to be throwing a prom for local high school kids that didn't have their prom because of COVID.
Oh, wow.
And I knew at the time there was going to be other DJs kind of hitting her up. I could do it. It was like a Thursday night or something, and nobody was working a whole lot that time.
Right.
It was like a Thursday night in June. I was like, let me see what I need to do to get in with this thing, man, because I know there's going to be other DJs talking to her. They're going to be, charging her something, maybe giving her a discount or whatever. And I talked over with Emily. I said, you know what? When I talk to her, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to tell her I'll do it for free.
There you go.
It's 10 minutes from my house. It's a Thursday night. I ain't doing nothing anyway. Just kind of get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
Because just how we always do it. We go somewhere and then we kill it and then they want us to come back. So I said, I want to get my foot in the door with these people. Let them know what we do. And once I made that offer, she was so cool and she was with it. And she said, I don't remember the specific words, but she was like, listen, I'm super loyal. If this works out, you're going to be my go-to, and we're going to do this thing together for the rest of the time. And she stuck with her word, man. I can tell you, she stuck with the word. A big part of the reason that I'm full-time with my DJ business right now is because of,
incredible.
Because of the relationship that I've made with her. So anyway, enough about me.
Yeah.
She is the co-founder of JuJu Lee Events. You hear me talk about JuJu Lee Events every week. She is the co-founder of JuJu Lee Events, a noted author, hustler, entrepreneur. Let's give it up for Amy Stefanik, everybody.
Hey.
What's up, Amy?
Welcome.
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well.
I'm good.
Oh, it's catching itself up.
Yeah, there was a little bit delayed, but we're caught up now.
I think we're all caught up. Thank you for joining us today, and I'm sure everyone in the chat is excited to hear all about you, the ins and outs of your story, and what it is that you do. And famous through a couple of extra titles in there, such as author and things like that. So I'm eager to hear more as well.
Yeah.
But it's a pleasure having you today.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
For sure.
So, Amy, we always like to start off with, your upbringing, where you're from. Tell us where you're from, what your childhood life was like, and siblings and parents and things like that first.
Yeah, so I grew up in Florida, Lakeland, Florida, which is in between Tampa and Orlando. I have 6 brothers and sisters, but I am the youngest. So I grew up pretty much like an only child. I only had 1 or 2 siblings at home with me at a time, but yeah. So I grew up in Florida, and then I met my husband Matt, and we moved to Sarasota, and lived in Sarasota, and then from Sarasota we moved to the Carolinas.
Oh wow! So how long have you been in the Carolinas? Did we miss all the teenage years?
Yeah. Skipped all the way through it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
you
okay.
miss. Yeah, I kind of just skipped over that for a reason. We don't want to bring up those teenage years. That crazy girl back then.
We don't
She
want
was
to
a
bring
crazy
it up.
girl.
Okay. Well, I just want to ask one general question, which kind of will, I guess, give us a little foundation as you develop your story. What were some of your interests like as a kid, growing up? What were some things you're interested in, especially being that you were living in Florida?
Yeah, we did a lot of lake life, a lot of water life, like hanging out. I really just, it's funny because everybody that's an entrepreneur has these like big stories, right? Like I sold candy out of my locker, like all these things. That wasn't me. Like I didn't do any of that. Like I just knew that I wanted to do something. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to stay in the small town that I grew up in. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just really like buying my time to see like what, you know, where I was going to go in life.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna ask something else too. As far as okay, so those would be your interests as far as being a child and everything like that. But were your parents kind of doing the entrepreneurial thing? Did you get it kind of from from seeing, or was just like more of a feeling, a desire that you had that you wanted to accomplish that for yourself?
Yeah, my family was not entrepreneurs. I did not come up
Really?
from a family of entrepreneurs. I think no, I just think it was just something. I've always been kind of an achiever. Like I always wanted to be
Okay.
the best at whatever I did. I wanted to excel, and really like entrepreneurship. I didn't even know what that meant until
Mm,
I met my husband. So
okay.
I just knew that whatever I did, I wanted to be the top of whatever I did.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow.
And what were some of the first jobs that you had, and how you excelled at those?
I mean, I guess the first job. I mean, I don't want to talk about my early jobs because that's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
first real
She
job.
giving
But
us all the
my
all the
first,
no talk about list.
Yeah. You could tell us about Taco Bell. I worked there too.
Oh man.
um, my no, my very first job was YMCA, and then I worked at Steak and Shake, believe it or not,
Mhm.
and then I worked at Hooters, a Hooters girl for years. I actually loved that job. I made bank at that job. That was a
Yeah.
good job.
Mhm. Mhm.
But my first real job, worked, I started out as a receptionist for the staffing company. And, just like they realized, I guess my first like entrepreneur thing is I actually was
Mhm.
a Mary Kay consultant. So I did Mary Kay,
Okay.
worked my way
Yeah.
up, earned a free car, became a director, like
Nice.
drove the free Mary Kay car.
Uh-huh.
But then I started working for this corporate company and started out as a receptionist. And they realized sales background, so they promoted me into sales. And then
Mhm.
from there, I became a manager, and then I got into the safety department. From there, I became the director of the risk department. So I worked my way up the corporate ladder. And so, like, I wanted to be the best. If I
Okay.
was going to do it, I wanted to be at the very top.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question real quick. There's a slight lag. Are you fairly close to your Wi-Fi source?
I am. I
You
thought, I
are?
mean, I can see, like, you guys are lagging too. So I thought
Yeah.
that was weird.
Are
Yeah.
we lagging?
It's back
Someone
now.
tell us in the chat what it looks like out there. We
It's
just want to
back
make
now.
sure
I can
we
see the
give you
feed.
guys the best product. Okay.
It's
Okay.
okay now, but there was a couple times when you were talking that it froze up on your side.
Okay.
But yeah, we're good. We're
Yeah, we
working
just
through
want to
it.
make sure that we able to give everyone at home the best available product. So we just want to make sure we don't miss any of your words and gems that you're gonna share with us today. Another question: Did you go to college and study like a specific have a specific major along the way, or were you just kind of just working throughout your early years?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, she's gone
It's
again.
going in and out.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
frozen. You're frozen again,
Hang on,
Amy.
Amy. Hang on 1 second.
I see.
Should we
Yeah.
have her X out and come back in real quick, or what? What you think, famous?
I did not. I did not go to college.
Okay. We all good, everybody? We good?
I think we're back. I think
Okay,
we're
we're
good.
back. All right. So
Yeah, I
you did
just
not.
worked. I mean, easing up on.
Yeah, Amy, can we get you to just dial right back in?
And gentlemen, welcome again.
Yeah,
And we know how it is when you're live. We're doing this virtually. Sometimes I
yeah.
know everybody everyone at home has had a Wi-Fi
Yeah.
situation before. We know how it goes, but
Little internet
no need to
situation
fret.
there.
We're gonna get it squared away. In the meantime, feel free to share this video, this broadcast amongst friends. Feel free to share it to your own pages. If you haven't been over to our YouTube page yet, ladies and gentlemen, just yet, please go over there. It's the No Shortcut Show. Go over
Hmm.
there. Make sure you hit the subscribe so you can help our algorithms
Yeah,
over there on
buddy.
YouTube. Yeah, help the algorithm be like Ark and wait until it starts raining and try to jump on board.
That's for sure.
Yeah. hmm
I think
And
she's.
hopefully the Wi-Fi and internet gods, as famous say,
Yeah,
will have a little grace and mercy upon us today, and we'll proceed. We'll
for
definitely
sure.
proceed.
In the meantime, man, what you got going up coming up? What you got coming up?
Man, I actually was contacted to do something last night for this Saturday, but I already have tentative plans with my son on
Hmm.
Saturday. A band asked me to sit in with them. It would have been in Georgetown, but I got tentative plans with my son. Earth Day. I'm trying to see if I see the
Yeah,
flyer.
it is Earth
Yeah,
Day.
yeah. This weekend, and he hit me with the flyer yesterday
Hmm.
and asked, "Can we go Saturday morning?" Earth Day, birthday.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be in York, South Carolina. McFarland Road in York.
Oh yeah.
Gonna have some food there, some scavenger hunt prizes, kayaking, bikes,
Hmm.
games, all kind of the tie-dye T-shirts. So yeah, I'm giving them free promotion right now. Birthday, and we'll sit back until that
Yeah.
while you guys send that check there and become a sponsor
That's right.
for
We
the
need to do
for the
something.
No Shortcut Show.
Not to say that we
Yeah,
don't let her.
and
Hmm.
speaking of, Amy's husband has been a guest on our show
Yeah.
prior to. His name is Matt. I forget which
Matt,
episode.
Matt Stefanik. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been in the 30s or low 40s maybe, but he was also a guest here
Yeah. It was just
as
a few
well.
weeks.
hmm
Just a few weeks
Yep.
ago. She's having a problem getting back on. I'm just trying to text her through it right now.
Okay, no problem. How's everybody doing? Hey, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to tell us what you guys are having during your lunch hour. We're having just a little small technical difficulty that we're trying to work out. And this is all about being live. When you're live, things
Yeah.
will happen. But
Yeah.
it's no issue, no worries. We'll try to get it figured out where Amy can hop back on with us, and I
This
believe that
thing.
everything all will be well in the end. You having water, Mom? That's all. Just water for lunch. Okay, okay. Yeah, I have a salad in the fridge that I made on Sunday, Publix at the salad bar. And I was gonna eat it yesterday. I didn't get around to it, but I figure it's definitely gonna get eaten today because you don't want the lettuce to start turning brown, and you want it to be as fresh as possible. So that's probably what I'll have when we get done here. And Isaiah's already here, so I don't have to worry about leaving, in a rush to try to pick him up from school and sit in that line. You shout out to all the parents who go sit in the line in the car rider line day to day, because you got to get there early to get you a spot. I don't want your kid to be sitting there all day waiting to be picked up. When Matt say, "I'm here listening while listing some new product to you." Yeah, and while you're here, Matt, put your smooth sales link in the comments. Anyone here, if you'd like to put your
Hmm.
links to your business pages in the comments, feel free to do so
Yeah.
because we're all about networking here at the No Shortcuts community. That's a tongue twister when you try to say it. It gets me and it gets you sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No
Always.
Shortcuts
Always.
community. Yeah.
I'm just gonna bring us back up until
Do a
she
little
gets it on.
reset.
Yeah, she's got a
Okay.
little something going on. Sounds internet
With the
related, but
Wi-Fi
we're
possibly.
working through it. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
we gotta work it out. Like I said earlier, we're gonna be remain positive that everything will work out. If not, we will
Hey, I think we
proceed.
back.
And are we bike?
I think we back. I think we back.
Okay, and
Let me put her
hopefully
back on the screen. Hello, hi there.
Hi,
Okay,
I'm so
okay,
sorry
we
about
missed you.
that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Well, good. Stuff
Yeah.
like that
Now things
happens.
happen. Yeah.
Stuff like
It's
that.
it's,
That
it's
is
kind of
like
fun.
it's like a podcast nightmare though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but once you hit the live button,
Yeah.
you can't back out. You
Yeah,
know.
Nope.
we just kept talking. That's okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
Leave it
sorry.
to me.
Yeah.
I'll ramble about something.
Okay.
So I
Okay,
guess
where
we
did
left
we
off with
leave off?
like college. What you do in college? Did you go
Oh,
to
college,
college? Where did
yes.
that?
No, I didn't go to college. You know, I got married straight out of high school to someone fun, and you know, had my daughter, and then her and I just went off on our own, and you know, I continued to work and hustle, and you know, just make a life for her and I until, you know, I met Matt, my husband, and then we created a family together.
Absolutely. Now,
Awesome.
speaking of Matt, I want to just go real quick to because we just mentioned while we were paused that we had your husband on, Matt, a few weeks ago, and we asked him about we were talking about the family of entrepreneurs and being a husband and why hustle life is life and how y'all came to be that way, and he has some interesting things to say. So we're gonna go right here.
Oh, you got a clip?
Yeah, I got a clip, man.
100%. With Amy, people that have ambition could end up being entrepreneurs, right? Because that ambition is going to come out whether they're a realtor or they're working in a sales job, they want to get to a managerial position. That's ambition. It's the same thing as an entrepreneur spirit. So Amy's always had ambition, and that's probably why God put us together, because he knew I couldn't be with no scrub.
Ah, you're TLC. I don't want no
That's funny, man. Every time it's like the first time.
I know. Couldn't be with no scrubs. So Matt says you're not a scrub, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm not a scrub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
once you and Matt were together, and then his entrepreneurial spirit probably was very infectious, right? And then that
Yeah.
kind of bled into was very infectious, right? And then that
Yeah.
kind of bled into your thinking as well. What were some of your hustles prior to the one that you have now?
You know that, like I mentioned, I got into my first kind of entrepreneur hustle was with Mary Kay. My sister-in-law was a Mary Kay, and I was like, I'll give it a try. But if you give me a path, if you tell me this, if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to be successful, then I'll do it. And so they said, look, you'll get a free car if you do this, this, and this. And I'm like, got it. I'm on it. Let me do it. And within 8 months, I picked up my first car.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I really just, it was my first thing that I became successful in by myself, and it was a lot of fun. It gave me a lot of experience, especially in sales and talking to people that, you don't know. I mean, hell, we were going in people's homes, so that's crazy to think of now. Like,
Yeah, back in the day.
yeah, I'm like, hey, coming on in, but, but yeah, so that was like my first hustle. And then I got, when Matt and I lost everything in the real estate market, I kind of stepped away from entrepreneurship, because when we were killing it, I was like, I love me some entrepreneurship. Like, this is the bomb. And then when we lost everything, I'm like, I hate entrepreneurship. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore. And so, yeah, it is. And so I went to work for corporate America, and I worked for that company up until I, stepped away to, travel with Matt and be in that scene. But I kind of just created stability for our family until Matt could grow his company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
I could imagine at the time when you're working for Mary Kay and you were able to, I guess, hit your goal to get the car within 8 months. That must have given you a lot of confidence, being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. Do you mind speaking to that as far as confidence building is concerned?
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you create something from scratch and you work at something and you build it and you work through all the self-doubt and the people that are naysayers and all the things, and you create something tangible that you can walk away with and look what I did. it really is. I mean, it's a huge ego boost, of course, but it's
Hmm.
also, it's like, I can do this. And that
Right.
never goes away. That's a
Yeah.
seed that gets planted, and it doesn't go away. I mean,
Mm.
it could be, dormant. It could not grow because if you don't water
Hmm.
it and you keep
Yeah.
learning,
Give it
then
some
it's not going to
sunshine.
do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that seed's there. And so that
Hmm.
seed stayed there, throughout my, young adult life until
Hmm.
I started in the wedding industry.
Cool.
Okay. Wow.
And
Awesome.
just a little bit more on that time when you said that you went on the road with Matt. Is that when the moniker, the entrepreneur's wife, came about?
Yeah. So when Matt and I, Matt was traveling, he was doing, a lot of speaking, and he was, going to different marketing events and things like that. I realized that all these entrepreneurs, there's nothing about the other side of entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
about being the family of an entrepreneur and what
Right.
that's like, and the ups and downs of I mean, the divorce rate for entrepreneurs is outrageous because,
Hmm.
you're having to believe in someone else's dream, even though that dream is making you hungry and broke. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Mm.
it's really difficult. And so I really wanted to speak to the wives of entrepreneurs and give them hope that, look, you can have a community, there's people to talk to, you can
Yeah.
have your own thing, and to kind of, not lean so heavily into your entrepreneur to make you happy and to give
Mm.
you fulfillment, because sometimes it takes a really long time to find that success, and if you're hanging on to that hope that when they're successful then you're going to be happy, then that
Right.
may never come. So
Right.
anyway, so we started that community. I wrote a book about, my entrepreneur journey with Matt, and just what that looked like on the other side of entrepreneurship.
Wow.
Mm.
And,
Yeah, so oftentimes we speak here, about, the support and this and that, and what a blessing it is. Of course, it's a blessing, when you have the support of a spouse or a significant other. So your angle is more so along the lines of, like, if it's not panning out, and being patient and not growing frustrated, and things like that. Is that what as I'm gathering that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, you never want to be one of your spouse's haters. You never want to be like,
Facts.
you should get a job, or, and it's difficult when their journey is your journey. When he's
Hmm.
not eating or she's not eating, you're not eating. When,
Hmm.
your kids are in need and you can't provide from them, it's
Hmm.
really, really hard not to look at that person and say, look, this isn't working. And
Right.
so, um, but just like anything, any like endeavor, as long as you have a community, it gives you strength. And so
Absolutely.
that's what I wanted to create for the entrepreneur spouses, is just to give them a community to plug into so that they felt like
Hmm.
they weren't alone.
yeah.
So you can fill your cup and go back and chip away some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, got you.
And
Makes sense.
what was some of the feedback that you heard from other wives or spouses in that space?
I mean, a lot of times they would reach out to me and say, I'm about to leave. Like, I can't
Mm.
take this. Like,
Hmm.
it was funny because it's how different that time of my life is and how it is now, is because,
Right.
no one came to me and said, oh my God, I'm happily married. Like, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody was like,
Was it
I'm
a rough
about to
patch?
bounce. Yeah, it was always,
That's real talk.
when you're yeah, when you're dealing with something really hard and you're searching for help, when you're searching for help, you need help. It's not
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
living your best life. So,
Hmm.
so I dealt with a lot of women that were on the verge of giving up, and so,
Mm.
um, but I did see a lot of girls just, and women just kind of plug in and feel like they belong somewhere.
Mm,
Mm.
that's
And that's
great.
great, because that could be the one thing that couples who are going through that period, that, like we said aforementioned, just having a community or somewhere just to vent. Sometimes that's all you need to do, is just get the feelings out, and then you can
Yeah.
you know then you can go back to supporting or whatever it is. But if I imagine, if you keep those feelings, like any other feelings, if you keep them bottled up, they'll eat away at you, and you may cause you to do something drastic, So that's great. You provided a medium, a soundboard, so to speak, for those going through that, to at least get their frustrations out, because that's helpful just in itself.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
like she said, you
absolutely.
might say something drastic, like you just need to get a job.
Yeah. And to an entrepreneur, they don't forget that. I mean,
Yeah.
that sticks with them. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like, okay, now you're one of the people that I have to prove wrong. And you
Right.
never want to be on that side of the relationship.
Right.
Absolutely.
You don't believe
Yeah.
in me. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think we're saying continue to support in spite of. Is that
Yeah, I
what we're
mean,
gonna say? Y'all tell me.
I mean, I think because I've done a lot of growing since that time, the entrepreneur's wife time, I always, not that I don't believe in what I did back then, because I do, but because I stopped leaning so hard into what Matt was doing and started standing up on my own 2
On
feet,
your own.
I
Gotcha.
stopped trying to be happy through him. And I
Included
had
your own
my own
happiness.
happiness. Yeah. And so,
I see.
work works. That's what Matt says all the time. Just, he's like, work. So, when I just was like, okay, let me figure out where I'm at and what I'm going to do and how I'm going to move forward and how I'm going to, support myself. And within that I became self-empowered, and I realized, like, look, we aren't, we're not one, we're 2 people on the same journey. We're walking
Right.
together. And so I think there's a misconception that when you get married, or even when you're building a business, that, you're just one person, and whatever happens, but that's not, to me personally, that's not the case in my life. Matt and I became 2 individual people living our own journeys, but choosing to walk the path together.
Walk the path together. Okay, so what? There's one other thing another dynamic that I picked up on while you were saying that. So, it could be in those instances where the significant other doesn't have their own dream just yet, or their own thing going on, so they're relying on the dream of the entrepreneur, who is their spouse, that may be struggling at that time. So I think if we were to give a final summary, is that we each have to have our own separate dreams in order to fulfill ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you, man.
absolutely. Yeah, for
Got
sure.
you.
Because
Okay.
if you're relying on someone else's dreams to fulfill you, then you're always going to be empty.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry I dissected that so much. I was just
No,
trying
that
to
was
get
good.
to the bottom.
That was good, and that's kind of the perfect segue into the next chapter in your life, when you came to those discoveries on your own, and it landed you in this new world of wedding and events. How did that start?
I teamed up with a venue owner who lived in my neighborhood. We were friends, and she needed some help with her venue, and so I had put on some events myself. I did a retreat for entrepreneur women, and just been in that space of doing events. And so I was like, I can do a wedding. Like, I got this. So I started helping her grow her company, her venue, and from there it just kind of took off.
Yeah. We said, not only I can do this, but I can be great at this.
Yeah.
So it
Like,
started.
I got this. This is my thing.
This is my thing. And it started with you, kind of working specifically at that venue, or with that venue. And then let's talk about when you got the idea to say, instead of, just closing myself into that, we're going to open this thing up and start JuJu Lee Events.
Yeah. So my daughter is my business partner, Julia, and so she
awesome.
and her husband. Her husband was in the military, and she lived with him on base, and so she would travel over to see me to help with weddings. And then when her husband decided to, get out of the military and come back home, it was at about the same time that I had decided to kind of step away from the venue that I was working with. And so we were like, let's do it. Let's make this legit. Let's go out. Let's do this thing. And so we came together. We, started JuJu Lee Events. JuJu Lee came from Julia. Was growing up. Her nickname was JuJu, and my middle name is Lee. So we combined the two, JuJu Lee Events. And I mean, it was so scary. Honestly, it was like one of the scariest things. Just kind of going out and like, okay, I'm going to do it on my own. Yeah, because then not only did I have the responsibility of myself, I felt super responsible for Julia, because this is her first entrepreneur endeavor. And I was like, this cannot fail. Yeah. So we killed it. I mean, we've been so busy, and we have, expanded into the Charleston market, and just really have taken off. I mean, we have 87 weddings on the books right now.
Wow.
Hold on a second. Say that one more time. You have
you got to hit the right one now.
We have 87 weddings on the books.
That's awesome. Nice. So what do you really attribute this to, Amy? So we know of other wedding and event planners and wedding venues that just starting out, we're talking 3 years or so, in that first year and that second year, that don't see that amount of success, not that much in such a short period. What do you attribute, the success that you've had? Josh Walker's in the house. What's up, Josh? Josh says hi, Amy. DJ Sticks is here.
Hi.
What do you attribute that to, as far as why you've been able to be as successful this quickly with it?
I mean, I contribute it to two things. One is my relationships with the vendors. I am very big on giving and making sure that I'm taking care of the people that I work with, because it was important to me. I'm a people person anyway, and I love people, and I want everybody to be successful along with me. And so I focus on that, and I think that's part of it. And two is I have God's favor. I mean, I know that I am very blessed, and so I just keep that on a daily, thing where I'm like, yep, this is, God's good to us. Look what He's doing. I try to keep that in the forefront, because I mean, it's unexplainable the success we had. I know my team works really hard, but it's almost
extra
comical.
Working in your favor,
Yeah.
And that's part of our theme here at No Shortcuts as well. We definitely give God and spirituality credit when it's due, and it's great when others can recognize it as well. It's not always us, but sometimes it's something working through us, and helping us along the way. So that's incredible. That's incredible. Wow. Yeah. And what's it like working with your daughter, owning a business with your daughter, and you guys being successful? I bet that's very awesome and happy, right?
I mean, it's amazing. Everybody is always like, gosh, I could never work with my mom, or I could never work with my daughter, or whatever. But I just have made the commitment to treat Julia like an adult, even though she's my child. I look at her in business like she is a business owner. She is my business partner, and I treat her as such. And we just have the best relationship. We give each other space when we need it. We give each other the ability to grow, and she's the only person that knows me without me having to say anything, which is great, because I can look at her and she'll be like, I got it, it's fine, So it's good. It's so good.
That's beautiful there, to a parent and a child able to work together and spend time together and earn money together, and build their lives that they would desire to design for themselves. That's awesome.
Yeah. And did she have any interest in the wedding and event world prior to you contacting her with this, or she's just like, you said so I'll do it, I'll try it, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So I mean, we stood years ago, before we started this, I went to the base where she was based with her husband in the military, and it was on the beach. So we stood on the beach and we were looking at all the big houses. And I said, one day, Julia, you and I are going to do something together, and we are going to be able to live the life we want. We're going to be able to travel. We're going to be able to get one of these beach homes, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do it together. And then this past week, we stood on the beach again, and we were like, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to speak certain things into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful
awesome.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Awesome.
really
I didn't mean to
is.
cut you off.
No, it's good.
I'm gonna give you a chance to stun on them a little bit. Like last week when we talked to Nicole, she talked about having double the amount of weddings already than she did, in previous year. You said you have 87 on the books this year, and
Yes.
what was that? What was that last year?
36.
So you went from 36 to 87.
And the year's not over just yet, huh? Is there any room for any more bookings?
Yeah, we my team laughs because
Team.
we have there's
Yes.
there's several of us.
Yeah,
and
there's several now.
So we would never be able to do as many weddings as we are without more of us.
Oh,
So
for sure.
there's Julia and Casey and Kathleen and Emily, and we all, we just do it. We grow together, and so every time I hate saying no. So when we get to a place where I'm having to say no, then I hire another coordinator.
There you go. That's lovely. Now you mentioned you said you've spread into the Charleston area. What's your primary area that you operate out of?
Well, we have a location. Joy and I bought a place in Charleston, and so we have a place here and we do all of the Charleston area, but her and I travel back and forth between Charlotte and Charleston, and that's why we had to get a place here, because I was like, we can't live out of Airbnbs anymore, and so
Right.
we,
Just get a place,
so we just go back and forth, and it's great. I mean, we're here in Charleston now, and then we'll be in Charlotte next week and back in Charleston, so it's going to be good.
Wow. Yeah. So anyone that's getting married contacts you, and you take care of everything as far as like the venue, of course, and also the vendors as well, or correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just trying to gain because for those that are that may see this broadcast after we air, I just want to give them a brief overview of the services that you provide.
Yeah, so we handle everything from start to beginning, from, the moment that you book your venue to the I-dos to the send-off. So every aspect of your wedding, from design to the planning, we take care of.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the
Which makes
entertainment.
it easier.
And the entertainment.
Yes. Yeah. You got to give it up for the entertainment one time.
Yeah.
You got to have some good entertainment at the wedding.
Got to.
Yeah,
I know
That's
a
the
guy or
icing on the
two.
wedding cake.
yeah.
So we got Charleston locked down. We have Charlotte area locked down. What's next with JuJu Lee Events? Where are we going?
We're going to Nashville and Asheville.
Wait,
Those are
what?
the two different-
Nash and Ash.
Nash and Ash, yeah.
Okay.
Those are the two locations. I mean, we're in a rinse and repeat type of a place right now where we're like, we duplicated what we do in Charlotte, and that's a well-oiled machine. We're doing that in Charleston, and then we'll go to Asheville and do it there, and then we'll go to Nashville, and then, who knows where we'll be. We're gonna cover the country. I know that.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the entire Southeast pretty soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's great. All about expanding that territory for sure.
So what do you see as your ultimate goal? I mean, obviously the expanding into different markets, but what is your ultimate goal where you can sit on top of it and say, I did that thing?
Yeah. I mean, I would really love to have JuJu Lee be the exclusive name in the wedding industry. I want for people to say, when you say JuJu Lee, for them to say, oh my gosh, it's so hard to get into them. There's a waiting list. I mean, you have to all the things. I would love to be able to give this opportunity to people across the country. I want an office in every area that is, big in the wedding industry. And I want to run the team. You know, I want to have a Keller Williams of the wedding industry.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Nice.
And after hearing how busy you are and are becoming, I see why it took us 30 episodes
Yeah.
to get you here.
Absolutely. Every
great,
time I say,
though,
what you got this Tuesday? Oh, I got a meeting on Tuesday. I got a venue
Yeah.
visit on Tuesday. I got this on Tuesday. I said, we're going to have to change the time to this thing.
Lovely. That's lovely, man.
For
It's
sure.
incredible story, incredible information, and it's incredible what you've done. And how long have you has JuJu Lee Events been in operation?
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Wow. No, you're doing outstanding.
3 years.
For it being on your third year, and you already got 86 weddings on the book. You know, when Famous and I, we always like to remind those there's only 52 weekends.
It's only
in the year.
52 weekends in the year.
So you got, I guess your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or perhaps some on Sundays, but that's awesome. Very
Yeah.
good. Very
Yeah.
good.
That's the good thing about having a team. There's Saturdays where we all 5 have a wedding. So
That's incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
When you ask
Yeah.
about if there's any room left this year, I can always say, if you get married on a Wednesday, holla at me.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Holla at me.
different.
I still
for
got
sure.
some. I still got a few.
Midweek wedding. The
Yeah.
update wedding.
I'm putting you on the spot here, Amy, but we also like to always get our guests to think for a second, if you need to, anything you can think of, that you learned along the way that you wish you knew beforehand, something you stepped in and said, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have done that, or just, any bumps along the road.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned along the way that has been a bump is to be sure that you keep your circle close and that you are careful who you share your dreams with, and you make sure that you plug into the right group of people, because it sounds cliche, but your circle can make or break you, and so you want to make sure.
Did we freeze again?
What happened?
We were
that
just about to get a.
That's that
All
Charleston
right, here we
internet.
go. Say that last part one more time before you. After you said your circle can make or break you. Can you hear us, Amy?
Can you hear us? Amy, where'd you go?
I see
We
her.
can see you.
See it. Okay, Amy, are you with us still?
There's no
Maybe hit
sound.
the X one last time. She's about to say something important there. I feel like
Is she there? Is she there? Is she there?
she's there.
Her sound is gone.
Okay, she's not able to hear us. Are you able to type something? If I type something,
I just
and
did.
put
I
it on
just
the-
typed it
okay.
in the chat, but I don't know if she can.
Maybe have her
see
hit
that chat.
hit the X and come back. You want me to type
Yeah.
it in there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna exit and see if she'll come back. Man, that was right at the good part.
Yeah. But I was just gonna say too, like, for those that may be listening even after this, it's gonna be a period of being uncomfortable. Going after something, going after a dream, or going after something which could be potentially huge in your life is never gonna be a comfortable situation. But
Yeah.
you have to look at it like, that it requires us to be uncomfortable in order to grow. Sometimes, you can't
Yeah.
always be stagnant and comfortable and in the same place, because really, what are we doing as far as our existence here, on Earth and things like that? So we have to, if there's things that we're gonna chase after from time to time that are gonna make us uncomfortable, and
Absolutely.
we're just being stretched. We're just
Yeah.
being stretched. So
And that's kind of the theme. That's kind of the theme of the show, man. It's just you got to go through the bumps. There's no shortcut to get there.
No
It's
shortcut.
just long. Just do it the long way. The long way.
Yeah. Pee Wee Long Way. Yeah. We'll have her back here in just a moment, folks. And in the meantime, once again, make sure you share this. Share this with a friend. This has been great, especially if you know anyone in the Charleston to Charlotte area.
Yeah.
Also soon to be Nashville and Asheville. If you know someone who's about to get married or
Yeah.
they need a venue, they need everything. They need
Yeah.
entertainment. It sounds like a one-stop shop. If you just give JuJu Lee Events, give them
Mhm.
a shout, ladies and gentlemen. They'll take care of you because I guess when you get married, you don't want the extra stresses of looking for all of the
Yeah.
ins and outs. So you have someone right here, and Miss Amy Stefanik. Am I saying that correct?
It's Stefanik.
Stefanik,
Oh, so I said
yeah,
it wrong
Miss
too.
Amy Stefanik. Yeah, that'll take care of you. Yeah, see, I gave
Yes.
room for the correction.
That's all right. Yeah, and it's not just I'll Amy didn't mention this part, but I will too. But it's not just Asheville and Nashville and Charleston and Charlotte, even for destinations, right?
Yeah,
You
we
getting
are.
married
We
in
are
Florida?
fly-
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yep, Florida, anywhere.
Take it down. Okay. All right. Cool. So you were in the middle of saying something about keeping your friends close and not sharing your dreams with everyone, and then we lost you. But I felt like you were going to say something very impactful right
Yeah.
The internet doesn't love me today.
there. It's okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest mistakes that I've made on this journey is connecting myself with people that are not the right people to connect to. And so my advice was to be diligent in who you're sharing your dreams with, who you're allowing to be in your ear, who you're sharing time with. Because your circle can make or break you. And you think that maybe you're going to be the light and you're going to shine and you're going to change them, but that's never, they always, wear you
Stuck in their
down,
ways. Yeah.
crabs in a bucket. And so you want to make sure that you are connecting yourself with people that have ambition, that want to shine bright, but also will give you a standing ovation because they're happy for you. So those are the type of people that you need to connect with.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. For sure. I agree.
That's
It's
a good
always
word.
easier to carry around 4 quarters than it is to carry around 100 pennies.
Yeah. I like that. I hadn't heard that one before. I like that.
Yeah,
one.
I like
that's
that.
you got that. Just you can have it, guys. You can have it. I do this all day.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Amy, we definitely thank you and appreciate you for coming on. And I will tell you personally, because I never tell you when I'm around, but I really appreciate your friendship and your partnership and your willingness to take a bet on a little dude like me. And we're changing the world out here together, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. That's awesome.
thank you, Travis. I believe in you so much, and I mean, you're stuck with me now, so there ain't nothing to do about it.
Yeah. I may get the pleasure to meet you someday. Sometimes I MC
You
with
definitely
DJ
will.
Famous when my schedule is open and he invites me along, and so I'm sure I pass
Yeah.
across.
Yeah, you're
one day
definitely gonna
say hi
meet
in
each
person.
other for sure. But
Yeah,
I think
Miss
it was the
Marissa.
wedding, the wedding right after that one that we did with Vince. It was the one that you did with us, with Tim and Vince and
Yeah.
you. So she
Yeah,
wasn't a
yeah.
part of that one, but yeah, you'll be,
Okay.
y'all definitely
Yeah,
come
yeah, I'm looking forward
across
to
each other some too. But we appreciate you being on, and this was a good interview.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Worth the 30
Yeah, great
episode
time.
wait.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 episodes, and then the internet keeps going out. I hate that.
It's all good. And we're in prime time, middle of the day. We're 3 different places, using a launch pad to broadcast to everyone else. So you have little issues here and there, but it's never anything that we can't overcome being live. And I want to take a moment to say hello to my friend out in Canada, Miss Marissa Corleone.
Oh,
How
is that
you
who that
doing?
is? Hey,
Lucas,
Marissa.
yes.
Thanks
Yes,
for
yes,
joining
thanks
us.
for
Make sure you
joining
share
on.
it with your friends. This is a great interview that you want some other people to hear. Tag somebody in it, a budding entrepreneur that you know, or someone that's getting married soon or getting engaged.
Yeah. Oh, we
Tag
gotta
their name.
Oh, and I was gonna say, Amy, we need to get your contact information, but it's right up underneath your name. That's on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can reach
Okay,
me Instagram, Facebook, through our website, just JuJu Lee Events.
Okay, I'll add you on Instagram. I try to always do that with our guests. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't joined our No Shortcuts community just yet, make sure you do that. Once again, today we're celebrating our 50th episode of the No
Hey.
Shortcuts show. We have 282 or so members in our No Shortcuts community. So we're just trying to build a community of entrepreneurs who can also interact with the general public when it comes to different services and things that one may be looking for. You don't have to ask Facebook. You don't have to ask your friends to tag other friends in the comments. We're trying to simplify these things for you guys. So thank you so much for all of our folks in the No Shortcuts community. Thank you for everybody. Thank you to everyone that joined us live today on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any closing words from our guest and co-host before we head out of here, ladies and gentlemen?
I'll let Amy have any closing words. Anything else you want to say as we close out?
No, I'm just grateful to get to hang out with you guys for a little bit, and you guys let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
We definitely will let you know. I appreciate that. Nothing on my end. It's been a good week.
We'll be just chilling.
Just chilling this weekend. A double duty in Lancaster, South Carolina. 2 weddings this weekend, and then we'll be hitting the road.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And real quick, Marissa, tell your grandson we all said hello. She's taking care of her grandson.
Her grandson's homesick with her, yeah. Hope he gets well. Hope he feels
but
better.
In the meantime, you want to do your shout outs first, Famous?
Hey, shout out to Juan Velasquez, True Cruise Planners, JuJu Lee Events, as usual. Shout out to JuJu Lee Events, FMG, my man Nick and Cedric, and those are my sponsors for today.
All right, cool. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I have to take a moment to shout my mother out. Who's always here doing perfect attendance. The Gold Stars is on the way. Shout out to the Our Power community. Shout out to my brother, Smooth Sales. He put his link in the chat. Shout out to a Praise and Faith Gospel Shop. Touch of Faith. Shout out to Mellow Groove, the chairman of the board and executives, our Earth, Wind, and Fire family, our Honeycomb family. You guys know who you are. Much love and much appreciation to you guys for being here. I think that's going to wrap it.
That'll wrap it. We'll see you all next week. Amy, don't hang up.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it again next week, next Tuesday. Same time, same channel. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week.